Hey there, good morning everybody. I want to welcome you here to Prog Monster. My name is Murph. I am the host of this show, a show dedicated to progressive rock and the other forms of music. Sorry. I wasn't sure that I had the volume on, but I did. Anyways, we're here to do my favorite 4 album runs, that a series we're running for the month of August, in which I pick 4 albums that run chronologically in order of these 4 bands that I think are exceptional albums, or albums that are my favorite 4 album runs, basically. So I've chosen a band today. So now I think it's the first 5 episodes were bands that could have went either way. They're kind of bands that I put in there based on momentum. Maybe I didn't have all the albums, all that kind of stuff. But this group is the beginning of the more powerful albums. Still maybe a mid-range power here. So they're upper but not like elite. And I've picked out this band because this is a band that I quite love, and I love all 4 of these albums. Some of them more than others, but I still like them all. And we're going to start with their debut album from this band, Heart. This is a killer debut album, one of the best debut albums, something like the Cars debut album, to just proliferate it with fantastic stuff. You know, not to mention that the cover is absolutely fantastic. I love it. So you got some of their big hits on this album too, like Magic Man, Crazy on You, and of course Dreamboat Annie. Well, at least the main Dreamboat Annie are all fantastic songs. They get a lot of radio airplay and just really like them. But it's the deep cuts on this album that I think make this a super album. Stuff like Soul of the Sea, which I think is a underrated classic. White Lightning and Wine. This is a song that I think should have been a radio song, but it for some reason doesn't get that attention. And then you've got Sing Child, which I think is absolutely a knock out of the park, killer, deep cut. Is one of Heart's best songs. Just absolutely a fantastic, and some great flute on this as well. How Deep Does It Go? Another good track. And Love Me Like Music, I'll Be Your Song. This is another kind of a deep cut that people don't know about, that they should. Ann Wilson's voice on this album is among the best female rock vocal voices I've ever heard. Maybe my favorite female rock vocalist album. I think she just absolutely knocks it flying here. So this is their debut album. So the next album, of course, there's a bit of a discrepancy here, because this second album probably shouldn't have been their second album. They didn't want it. It's the music label wanted it. They had a dispute. They left the label and put out another album, and then eventually bought the rights to this album, and then it was made. So it isn't as strong as the other 3 albums in this run, but still a good one. It has the song Heartless on it, which is the radio favorite song. This is Magazine, also the Mushroom label, but this particular one was released on Capitol after they took it over, and they had their dispute and they got the album. So yeah, lots of more deep stuff here. Devil's Delight, Adjust the Wine, Mother Earth Blues. I've Got the Music in Me, which is a kind of cover. Yeah, some good stuff, but maybe not as good as the other 4 albums, like the other 3 albums. A little bit less. The cover isn't that great either compared to the other ones. I don't really like it much. Maybe if they had gotten rid of all this stuff around the edge, made this the cover, it would have been a better cover all around. But overall, just not that great of a cover, but a great album. So the next album up is this one. Now, some people will say this is their second album, and they would probably be right. I put them in the order that they were originally released, even though I think this technically is their second album. The Magazine was released on Capitol a year after that, even though it was originally out before that. So it's a little bit of a outlier, but the point is that they were together at the same time period, so I put them in the run. This album, Return to Form, this album arguably one of their best. Sometimes I think it's their best. It's between this and the debut. They're both fantastic. Anyways, like this is the album with Barracuda, one of the big hits, the the hit that played so much, and people drag this up to show how heavy Heart was, and they were heavy, but probably an overkilled song, although I do love it still. Love Alive, great track. Dream of the Archer, another deep cut song from Heart that is absolutely killer. Needs to get a lot more attention than it gets. A Little Queen, of course, is the other radio song here. Very well liked. I like it. Not my favorite Heart track, but I do like it. Cry to Me and Go On Cry, both really good. Cry to Me is another one of those deep cut songs like Child Sing that just is killer. Should have got more attention than it got. However, still fantastic. This overall feel of this album, I love the cover. I love the back cover as well. Yeah, definitely, whether it's their second or third album, and Magazine is their second or third album, doesn't really matter. They're both in the run, and this one is an absolute knock out of the park album. So that brings it to the fourth album, which doesn't have a releasal year on it, of course. Oh yeah, recorded in 1982, I believe. Anyways, I love the cover. Some of the tracks on here, the songs Straight On, Dog and Butterfly, both Radio and Minstrel Wind, are all radio-friendly songs that have been played for this album quite a bit. All three of them I like a lot, especially Dog and Butterfly is probably one of my favorite Heart, kind of softer song by Heart, a little bit more of that folky flavor that I like from this band. To me, this was a hard rock band with a bit of a folky flavor to them. I wouldn't call them progressive at all. They do have a little bit of that going on as well in their music part, not so much in their lyrics. But Minstrel Wind, another song that really just, people just don't hear it enough. It's just a great on. Of course, Straight On is the other radio-friendly one that you'll get to hear quite a bit of too. High Time and Cook with Fire. These are all good tracks. Yeah, solid album to end off this run. I think, we could have gone a little further with these guys and wouldn't have been out of place. But still, excellent album. This is the Heart that I love. These four albums are the ones that I love. And they deserve to be, in this, my favorite 4-album runs collection for August. So I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, please hit the like and subscribe. That's much appreciated. Don't forget to make your comments in the comment section and hit the notification bell. We'll be back on day 6, August the 6th, with another of my favorite 4-album runs. Boy, I can't seem to get that straight, can I? Anyways, take care and have a good one. Goodbye.